Hey guys, I'm the one you lost, and I wanted to share with you like a quick little 2-hour doodle I did. It's actually, I think altogether it was about 2 hours and 36 minutes. But yeah, the basic idea, I kind of went in without a plan. It was just like, we'll see if I can make this work. And in the end, I think I did make it work. In fact, my first draft was kind of this upward camera looking down on the character pose, but I ended up not really liking it. I left it in because I like to show my process and somehow how one thing starts one way but then changes to a completely different thing down the road, because that's like anything creative. You start out with one idea and then the idea completely changes toward the end. And the reason I didn't stick with this upward camera angle is because as I was drawing the legs, I'm like, this perspective's horrible. And I should have kind of blocked it out using shapes a bit more. But in the end, I did manage to figure something out. It just took a little time and a little bit of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I had this side pose that I thought looked really good. But every time I did the sleeve for the arm, it just didn't feel right. It felt like just wrong, so to speak. So I ended up going for something maybe more pushed in. And that didn't work either, because even though I did the same pose, it's like still that stupid sleeve I wasn't getting right. And that's how things go whenever you're coming up with pose ideas or you're getting things a little bit different than what you're used to. The point of having poses, the more you draw similar poses and change little things, the more kind of better you get at altering said pose later down the line. Every artist has their go-to pose, that like their hand position that's really easy for them to draw, or the arm position, or maybe just drawing something as simple as a head by itself. But usually I do really good with this pose, but the clothing actually made it a million times harder because it just didn't look right. I mean, the way I had the tension points from the arm to the shoulder make zero sense. And for some reason, my brain just couldn't do what I typically can do. So I just decided to scrap it, and we went for kind of a more, I'm gonna call it a lackadaisical pose. Something very, something kind of calm, I guess we'll put it, but whenever I started working on it, I realized that the lighting could make it look much more dramatic. So this, even though it looks pretty detailed, is just a concept artwork. It's not a full render. It's not a full finished artwork, because whenever I finish an artwork, it's very clean. I like clean lines, and I like clean rendering. So this is messier than my finished stuff. In fact, if you've been watching my YouTube channel for the past month, I haven't finished anything in a while in terms of like beginning to end finishing an artwork. And the reason why is I have responsibilities to other people at the moment. So I don't have time to finish an artwork fully until I get rid of the backlog, because my backlog is pretty big and people really just need me to get things done. So I've been drawing these concepts as to kind of tide people over, both on YouTube and on Twitter. And that's kind of been my little situation at the moment. But for the most part, I'm getting so much done. I recently got someone to help me with distribution of my prints, which I'm super stoked about, because before I was trying to do it on my own and it was not going well. I'm a very disorganized person, and that might not be apparent because I use a lot of folders in my artwork, but I just recently started using sticky notes, and I'm like, where have these been all my life? So getting organized has been hard for me, so having someone keep track of things for me when I get overwhelmed with things has definitely helped out a whole lot. I'm not going to sit here and pretend everyone has that luxury, but for me, finally having that has made my life so much easier. But also, oh yeah, you could see I had a moment where I hit the Windows key on my keyboard and the tabs went to flying, but I had to like fix that. Anyway, I would like to say, if you have any questions about my art or art in general that you think I could answer, I'd be more than happy to answer. Just leave a comment. Shoot me a comment below. You can comment here, Twitter. I have a Discord, and if you want my Discord, you can go ahead and ask for that. But before we continue, here's the part where I do the thing that YouTube likes, where I beg you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, because I'm just a poor little boy who really, really need people to follow him for his ego. I'm sorry, I won't do that again. But yes, yeah, I really would appreciate a like, leaving a comment, subscribing, hitting the bell. It gets the video going and actually makes it hit the algorithm. I do struggle sometimes. I don't know how early I should do the like, comment, subscribe thing, because typically with speed paints and art and discussions about art, people skip through the video to the point where they maybe do at minimum like a minute and a half on average. They watch the video, and that's brutal for the YouTube algorithm and analytics, because they look at a 10-minute video and people only watch like 1 minute at max, and they're like, oh, nobody likes this video. And you know what? That's just the way it is. You know, I'm happy not being massive. In fact, being huge online actually kind of scares me a little bit, because right now I'm in a very happy place where people like my work and they're rooting for me to succeed. The moment you do succeed, then people are suddenly no longer rooting for you. I've seen it happen to my other art friends and other people that I've worked with. Back in 2013 through 2015 and maybe 2016, I was somewhat friends with a man named Peter J. Casey, or as he goes online, Pika Petey. And Petey was actually like a mentor to me when it came to art. And it wasn't that he was like some like major player. He was somebody I looked up to, especially because at the time I was around 19, early 20s, and I had a big ego and skills that didn't match that ego. And Petey would actually like be like, hey, we're gonna work on that ego. You're actually a very talented person, you clearly have the drive, but the ego's a problem. And Petey introduced me to so many people, and this is back in the early days of my YouTube channel. I was actually a brony at the time, so, and if anybody remember that era of internet, yeah, I was part of that, you know. And that's why when I say this phrase, I have autism, it's gonna make perfect sense to you. But yes, I actually have zero regrets about my brony phase. I didn't really care for how some of the weirdness of the fan base, but back in those days I was still on DeviantArt, and I had found some moderate success on there. You know, there was a website for the brony thing called Equestria Daily, which is kind of like the universal hub of everything, and I had somebody kind of get me in the inner circle of that website. In fact, my most successful comic I've ever made was I forget the name of it. It's like Tia's Nightmare. I'm not sure, but I don't remember what I called it. But it had like 500,000 likes, which to this day is still the most insane thing. And it's one of those things that it taught me so much. So even though I'm drawing mostly anime now, because anime was the first love before the brony crap, it was anime. So when I went back to anime, it was nice, because it felt like a return to form. And it took about 6 years before I got to where I am now. And where I am right now isn't where I want to be. It's still like, I still see so much that I can do and be even better at. And I think that's the beauty of becoming an artist, is you are chasing perfection. Though you may never achieve it, the quest for it is almost as exciting as the artwork itself. And I'm a bit of an attention person. I like getting attention for the work I do. And I know not everybody wants attention, so it's one of those things that just know that I'm the weirdo that actually likes people leaving comments about my artwork. So once again, comments, I'll definitely read it, and if it's mean, I'll definitely read it and be sad, but I'll still read it. But we are actually pretty close to the end here. Here's where I start adding the atmosphere. I add kind of like a hard rim light here and a drop shadow, kind of make other areas lit a bit more, and then you have this cool little effect that adds depth to it. And here pretty soon, we're gonna like do little adjustments here. We're also gonna add kind of red ribbons, and the point of them is to kind of lead the eye. I was going to draw something on the shirt, but the more I worked on it, the more it just didn't look correct. So I decided to just scrap the idea for the logo on the shirt, and instead went for some kind of like texture, almost like a sweater-esque. So now here come the ribbons, and we are just about toward the end. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. All right, bye.